Welcome back, welcome back. It has been a fantastic day so far for Michael Orlowski. Round 1 and round 2 of two-wheel drive qualifying in the bag. Well done to him. He really only has to do one more and that'll probably be it. Just looking at the points table, pole in the B at the moment, who I believe was Martin Bayer after round 2. 30 points. 30 points for pole. That showed you just how wide open this is. Orlowski on 0, obviously. So that's quite something. So the A final is totally still up for grabs with 2 rounds down. I would say A final really won't be sorted now until qualifying round 5. But this is heat number 17 of round 3 of two-wheel drive qualifying, and we are watching with interest because in round 2 it was Brock Champlin who had all the speed and heat until he had a problem with the car and had to retire early. Interested in watching him. There is Jorn away. We'll start the race with Jorn.
Car 5. Car 9.
Jorn gets stuck on the hose.
Car 8. Car 11.
That lets Skidmore through. So Johnny Skidmore leads this heat. He's a fair bit out ahead of Jorn Newman and Bartek Zalewski in 3rd. We'll have an eye on this now. Where is Champlin? Champlin's all the way back here, so he's got work to do. Let's keep our eyes on Johnny Skidmore. I have to say, Johnny's car looks good. Seems to be a big difference in cars here based on how the rear suspension is supporting the car. So what do I mean by that? In an effort to get rotation and in an effort to try and increase side bite on the carpet, which is a little bit slippy, some drivers have gone for a rear suspension setup that is very soft. And what's happening is, instead of being initially resistant to roll and then sort of getting softer as the roll progresses, a lot of drivers have an initially soft setup and the back of the car is just not supported. We're going to go to this battle here as I ramble on. This is Gotzel, Champlin and Kerup. So they need to tidy that up. So, as I was saying, the issue here is that the cars that go too soft don't have, so the rear end isn't supported, so they're knocking all the speed out of the car and it's over rotating and it feels awful. So this is Brock Champlin now we're following after my little technical monologue. Brock is running 2nd overall in this heat behind Johnny Skidmore. So we saw a burst of speed from Brock in the last heat. Hasn't had the most lucky day. We know that he has all the pace in the world after dominating the EOS a month ago. Got away with that. So there's absolutely no doubt about his credentials for potentially winning this meeting. He's had a bit of a slow start, but look, we're seeing speed now. Let's have a look and see if we can pick up where Brock is losing little bits of time. That's very good through there. Oh. Yeah, well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with how Brock is driving the car. I think it's just coming down to little touches, little mistakes. Of course, we happened to watch Brock when he did the fastest lap of the heat, but you saw a little mistake crept in, another little tenth or half a second gone or something. But when he is fast, he is very, very fast.
1 minute left.
Problems for Marcus Corrupt in the midfield, coming across the track and tagging your Newman, who's a bit ahead. So we had stuck a Brock champion for a long time. Let's go and pick up Johnny Skidmore, who's coming onto the straight now. Johnny out in front. See the back of that car, nicely supported. Let's just look at the back of Johnny's car in through this. It's not just flicking over, it's nicely supported. He's given it plenty of steering. The back end just biting in, it's not rolling over too much. Yeah. So Champlin leads this. Let's go back to him. Coming onto the straight now, there is Brock Champlin. Car looks real. Well, Champlin is on it. Just tidy up the few mistakes like that, and he's there, I would say. Great to see visitors from the USA coming over and being able to mix it with carpet specialists. I know a lot of European drivers were over in Phoenix last week for the Desert Classic. It went well for Michael Orlowski. So it looks like that divide of specialists from the USA and Europe, depending on what surface they're running on, is disappearing a little. So that was heat 17.
So race 18 coming up. Next on track, Michael Orlowski, Tommy Hall, Neil Craig, Lee Martin, Daniel Kobovic. First five leading off in this one.
Car 1. Car 2.
So we're off with Michael Orlowski, already TQ'd.
Car 5.
First two rounds here today. This is round number 3 of qualifying.
Car 3.
Brock Champlin just laid down the new TQ of this round, 14.510. That's the time that Orlowski and the rest of the guys are going to be aiming at. An early doors mistake there from Orlowski. That's costing him a load of time. So it's Tommy Hall coming through on the opening lap. 21.9 Tommy Hall, everyone else in the 22s. So Tommy Hall, Neil Craig, Daniel Kobovic, Bruno Coelho now to the 2 spot. The early doors in this one. And it's Tommy Hall's time to make a mistake now. Similar corner to Orlowski. So that drops Tommy back down the pecking order. And it's Bruno Coelho now coming through. So Coelho leads them round from Josh Holdsworth, Lee Martin, Daniel Kobovic and Neil Craig. Here's the top 5 after the opening 1 minute. So we're following Bruno Coelho onto the main straight now, race leader in this heat number 18. Oh, Bruno just gets past the crash car there. Nice landing there from Bruno. Coming through the centre of the track there. Quite a few drivers making mistakes in this off camera. It's Bruno Coelho from Daniel Kobovic by 1 second at the sharp end. Lee Martin 3rd, Neil Craig 4th, Michael Orlowski 5. Still following Bruno. He comes past the driver's stand now. Tommy Hall's had another big crash, costing him a bundle of time. So he's going to be pretty much out of this one. Bruno Coelho over the double-double. And he comes onto the main straight now. 2 minutes on the clock, 3 remaining. So Bruno Coelho leads. Orlowski's had another mistake off camera. So Bruno Coelho leads. Lee Martin now up to the 2 spot. So still following Bruno as he comes onto the straight. Will change to pick up Lee Martin, who's coming towards the driver's stand now. Here comes Lee Martin up there in 2nd place now. These guys chasing down Brock Champlin's TQ that he's just set in the previous heat. So Lee Martin, we're watching for a couple of laps. There he comes onto the main straight now. Powers it down the straight. The racing line appearing on the carpet, as you can see. The traction levels are coming up. So Bruno Coelho gone through. Lee Martin comes through now. The gap 2.3 at the sharp end. 21.9 fastest lap for Coelho. 22.1 for Lee Martin. Orlowski 21.8. So Orlowski back up to the 3 spot. Elliot Boots now 4th and Daniel Cobbett 5. So Bruno Coelho leads Lee Martin. Lee Martin staying pretty much in contention with Bruno. So switch back to Bruno, your leader. Oh, he's up on 2 wheels, gets away with it, just saves it. Through the middle of the track he comes now, double. Nice driving there from Bruno. Got Daniel Cobbett right behind him as they go down the straight. Here they come past the driver's stand, over the big jump. Nice landing from Bruno. Doesn't hit the pipe that time, no need for going on 2 wheels. And Orlowski off camera, he's now up to the 2 spot and he's closing in on Bruno. So we'll just stay with Bruno at the moment and then we'll switch to Michael Orlowski.
3.9 seconds under the TQ from Champlin. We got 1 10.
So Bruno leads, there he goes, 21.8 for Bruno.
Coming to the back of the stand, 1 minute, 1 to go. We got 1 minute, 1 to go. Qualifying round number 3. 1 more round yet to go tonight.
So Orlowski with a new hot lap of a 21.2. The gap's down to 1.7 now. So if we switch back to Michael Orlowski, he's just come off the end of the straight now. Orlowski coming towards the driver's stand. There he is, we'll keep an eye and just set the new hot lap. And the gap's down to, it's pretty much the same, 1.3 now. Bruno leads Orlowski. Lee Martin back to 3rd, Cobbett 4th, Neil Craig 5. So a couple more laps to go. Orlowski giving it everything, trying to close down that gap to Bruno Coelho out front. These guys chasing after Brock Champlin's TQ time. Bruno 21.5, Orlowski 21.3. The gap's down to 1.2. This is going to be the final lap now, though. So Orlowski's got to throw everything at it. Bruno's just got to keep it clean. So these guys will be finishing. We'll keep an eye on what happens. Here comes Orlowski coming through to the line.
Car 1 done.
So pick up Bruno Coelho. Looks like Bruno's going to take the TQ. Here he comes to the line.
Car 9 done.
And Bruno Coelho going to take it in round number 3 with a 14.505. Orlowski going to go 2nd on a 14.507. Brock Champlin will slot in 3rd on a 14.510. Lee Martin will be 4th, 14.511. Looks like Kobovic on a 14.513 in 5th.
I am here with round 3 of 2-wheel drive TQ man Bruno Coelho. Bruno, car looked awesome in that run. Tell me how the run went.
Yeah, the run was very good, very solid. So I didn't make any mistake. I tried to drive just to get some points. In the beginning, I saw the car was very good, and so I was immediately like on the top 3. So I just tried to keep on my wheels without forcing too much because I saw everybody was doing like small mistakes, small bubbles. So I was taking benefit of that and trying to not make myself a bubble, which was very good actually.
Will you make any further changes to the car now for round 4 or just do the same thing again?
Yeah, we are changing always. We have been changing the car a lot as the conditions were not what we were expecting actually. We were expecting much more traction, but the traction is pretty low. It has been changing a little bit, and we are changing completely the cars. The team is working all in different directions to try to find what's the best direction. I think probably I found the good direction now, and the team now will maybe go on the direction I am. So just to prove if it was really the good direction or not.
Okay, thank you very much and best of luck in round 4.